Two teams with big expectations, big name players, big pressure to produce this season. Orlando hope that notable win at the Red Bulls will kick-start their campaign. They get the chance to prove it tonight against the DC side who've been hugely impressive so far. There's a big game for that right-hand side. Looking for Rooney in the middle.
Yeah, maybe suspicions of a handball. Has he potentially given it, the assistant on the far side?
I think he has had the perfect view, didn't he, of that? Will be a free kick here for DC United. Trying to get a foothold in the first 5 minutes. It's their first opportunity, maybe. Wayne Rooney to take the free kick. With centre-backs forward, Brion and Birnbaum amongst those in white, waiting for this. Here it comes then from Wayne Rooney. It is in dangerously, and it's into the back of the net.
Impact a couple of weeks ago, the delivery, there's no real pace on it. It's kind of just bent across the 6-yard box, and Birnbaum, he wants it more than anyone in a purple shirt. Firm downward header beyond Brian Woe.
Made it his, didn't he? Steve Birnbaum. If amongst the celebrations you had a little bit of language, you shouldn't. We apologise for that. What a big goal already for DC United.
Far side, but nothing debatable about the finish. Too easy to get away from his marker. Look at the space actually he's got there. Huan's not tight enough. He doesn't feel his opposite number. It makes it very easy for the central defender to get his head on the ball.
The other end, Orlando threatened and almost level. The chance was for Nani. Kept alive by Dom Dwyer. Almost out of nothing.
Well, it does more than that. It's a brilliant ball. Just a hopeful diagonal, really, towards Kleshton. He keeps it alive, gets that first touch, and that's brilliant. Look at that. I think Nani should score on the far post. It's not a difficult header. Doesn't really need to leave the ground. Should be forcing Hamid into his first save of the game.
All the build-up surrounded the former Manchester United colleagues. We've seen Rooney set up a goal already. Nani really could have scored one there. Trying to link with Dom Dwyer, who did brilliantly. And a really eventful start to him. Try and call Bill Hamid into action. From this corner kick, flicked on by Nani. Goalkeeper right behind it, safe and secure in his handling, but hearts would have been in mouth for a moment.
Well, there's no one near him at all. It's whipped just the wrong side, maybe, of Nani, so he's having to...
Rooney in from the free kick again, and all the way in! And DC here have doubled their lead! Let's have another look at this. This is perhaps the major talking point so far.
And as much whip on the previous one. Just seeing the free kick again. There isn't any contact, it's just the way he goes in. It is quite rash, but he's probably hard done by Dwyer, and the delivery, it's thrashed in this time. I don't know if the goalkeeper's got contact with a DC player. He just loses it, doesn't he? Can't get off the ground. There is a little bit of contact there. Unable to extend himself. Crashes in off the far post.
His scintillating start to the season continues. Came off the bench last week. Sasha Kleshton on the score sheet last week. Looking to link with Moutinho. Leonardo Hara. Something on it. Couldn't find touch with the clearance though. Nani has it back. He does have options, albeit most of them are being very closely marked right now. Nani trying to trick a way through. And he's done well. To Moutinho. Just running out of room.
Yeah, just couldn't get a little bit of space there to deliver the ball. Moutinho, he's been heavily involved down the left-hand side, and Nani again, maybe what he's lacking in that explosive pace now, makes up for with real quick thinking, quick feet, linking the play together. just in off that left-hand side. Not fashioned a chance for a while. That's be a disappointing factor considering the way they started the game. Had a few attempts on Hamid's goal.
I've seen his big mate come up with the goods already. Played with Wayne Rooney for 7 seasons at Manchester United. They won 12 trophies together. There goes Nani again, though. He is seeing plenty of the ball just at the moment. And towards Dwyer, came at him very quickly. Quite sure if that was entirely intentional.
The Red Bulls, he's not really had an impact on this game. It's more been Moutinho down the left-hand side.
Finds Nani. Looking for Klestjan. Rossell. Nani again. Joe Moutinho again. Possession of the free kick, not one for video review, but if a goal comes from it, they might look again. Packed penalty area at the end of this first half. Awaiting the free kick from Nani. Again, the skipper assumes responsibility for it. Touched it short, trying to tee up Dwyer. Rodriguez had read those intentions and made sure he got there quickly enough.
Yes,
See at the end of the half, though. Moutinho to Nani. Klestjan looking to pick up the pieces. Does deliver dangerously. Juan was his target. Still the chance. And again, it's straight at Hamid.
Sat up absolutely perfectly for Nani, just to put his right foot through it. Popped into him. Klestjan, lovely awareness, and just can't find either corner.
They've certainly had their shooting opportunities in this first half, Orlando, but almost all of them have ended up straight at the goalkeeper. Still time yet, just in this first half for them. Nani in towards Dwyer. Didn't have the room to wriggle away in this division. It's a 5th straight start for the new designated player. This is threatening, it's in towards Dom Dwyer. He's sharp, spins and shoots, and doesn't miss by much.
Ball down the side, just doesn't catch it. Moutinho can't recover it at the far post. Just
Rossell working it wide here for Moutinho. And he's done well, away from Areola. And past Canals, Nani still going, support from Moutinho to flash it across goal. Dwyer couldn't get the touch to it, a chase on for Huat to keep the danger alive. He does get to it. Looking for Areola. Moutinho had to be very careful, and he's still got work to do to complete the job. He's actually given it back to Acosta, who gets to it ahead of Rossell. Acosta to Rooney. Pulls it back, oh, and it's just wide from Junior Moreno. He had a sight of goal. He had glory in his sights for a moment there. Rooney unselfish.
yeah, big let-off. That would have been game, set, match. Acosta's ball, it's just a fraction behind Rooney after the deflection. Sorts his feet out. Yes, I thought it struck the outside of the post, wasn't sure.
In the thick of the action straight away. Seba Mendes, another of the new boys for this season. Takes the free kick here. This is Nani. Mueller's made the run. Birnbaum with him. Mueller with a cross. Dwyer is on the end of it, and Orlando are back in the game. DC and...
Yeah, the front three combining. Looks like Mueller's going to play slightly left. He finds himself on the right-hand side in close proximity with Nani. And the three of them link really well, and this is a delicious little stand-up. Look at that delivery. Just got to nod your head. He's not going to miss that, Dwyer. Very simple finish in the end, beautifully crafted by the substitute. Look at that take and the stand-up. Very difficult ball to execute. Does it perfectly.
Real hope restored by the Lions that they can get something from the game. Have to maintain concentration immediately from the restart with Rooney lurking. Lamine Sane got there first.
Yeah, Brion just extending himself. Very difficult again for Juan to miss out the central defender to pick out Dwyer. Can't execute it on that occasion. But what an atmosphere. Tables have turned.
Nani with the corner. Plenty to aim for. Sané and Janssen, both centre-backs, going up for that. Neither able really to get a definitive touch to it. But it's cleared only as far as João Moutinho. Everybody's stayed forward here. Dwyer has the time to turn. Back in by Moutinho. Dwyer again. That was close. Through the smoke and just wide of the target.
I'll take your word for it, Phil. Just missed the left upright, didn't it? The cutback from Moutinho. You have to believe me here. Yeah, he was worried, wasn't he? Hamid sprung to his right hand, more time to go. A little bit too eager to get the ball across.
They're going to make their final change here, and it's a notable one as well, not just because it is Nani that is coming off, but also the fact that it's an MLS debut for his replacement, Benji Michel. At the start of this season became the 5th homegrown player in Orlando's history. James O'Connor to take off his captain as well. This change at this stage. At the other end it's Rooney, the DC skipper. Still the damage that he did in the first half is the difference really. Now Acosta. Been a frustrating night really for Nani. He's been heavily involved. He's threatened to do something without it ever really quite coming off.
Yeah, been replaced obviously last couple of games.
Real energy to the midfield since he came on. It does look as if those success. It's going to be a real backs to the wall job, I think, right to the whistle if DC are to survive this late pressure. From Chris Mueller again, it's a good one. Who can get the final touch to it? Oh, it's flashed just wide. Everybody desperately trying to get a foot to it first there. DC hearts were certainly in mouths.
Well, incredible. It's a good delivery. They keep it alive somehow. And yeah, I thought it was Janssen, and it is. He swings his left boot at it, and somehow it just screws wide of that far post. I think it took a deflection, didn't it? Just almost ricocheted off him.
Nobody there, but who's going to keep it in and return it? They're queuing up to try and attack it in the middle. It's Mueller to meet it! Oh, so close! The man of the moment, Chris Mueller. Was that his moment, though? It looked for a split second as if they were going to level it up. Now Orlando could be caught on the counter. Acosta picking the pass for Rooney. Acosta in all sorts of space, but he's forced wide. End to end at the end. Acosta added period, he couldn't get on the end of that. This was close though.
Yeah, no real pace on the delivery. He almost does direct it towards the near post. Not sure if Hamid was going to get there completely unopposed. May have got across anyway.
He had to do it the hard way though. What a spirited second half showing from James O'Connor's men, coming up just short. They had left themselves too much to do after that first half when 2 Wayne Rooney free kicks, the first headed in by Steve Birnbaum, the second sailing in off the far post to double the lead, ultimately proved enough. Dom Dwyer did get one back. Orlando threw everything they had at the visitors, but they end without reward here. A full-time score of Orlando City 1, DC United 2. Quite some contest. Orlando will certainly feel hard done by that they have ended it empty-handed. They weren't able to build on last week's win against the Red Bulls. There'll be positives that James O'Connor can take from that performance. 16 attempts to 4, just 5 of them on target. Part of the problem, perhaps. They did edge the possession, they just couldn't quite make it count.